Hey guys, Ryan the Nerd here, and today we're going to be taking a look at the three forms of Shin Godzilla by Plush, obviously. So, if you don't know me, I like to make plushes. I don't do it a lot, but I'm starting to get back into the swing of things, and I thought that, I could, do the three forms of Shin Godzilla. And if you don't know, I'm a really big fan of Shin Godzilla. It's got to be one of my favorite Godzilla movies that I've seen. By only 4 movies. But I've also really liked his design. I think it's a great design for Godzilla. And I decided to do the three forms of Godzilla or Shin Godzilla from the movie. So with enough rambling, let's get into the second form, shall we? So here is the second form of Shin Godzilla. Now, I used a sock for the body, obviously. I like to use socks as, a 3D body for many of my plushes. It just gives them a lot more dynamic instead of just using a flat body. And so here he is, and this is one of my favorite forms that Shin Godzilla takes because it looks so goddamn goofy from the movie. It's so cute, but it's so stupid looking, and I love it. So, and I wanted to capture that stupid but awesomeness that he has. So, the face here, or the head, I should say, I didn't give him a bottom jaw because I really wanted him to look goofy as possible. I mean, that kind of counts, but that's an unintentional feature. But I really wanted to give him that kind of goofy Muppet look that he has in the film. And, you got the stubby little legs, or the stubby little arms, I should say. And you also got the really big gills here. And they are red because in the film, they do bleed a lot because he's not, he's not supposed to be on land, so he's trying to adapt onto land, but his gills are just bleeding all over the place. So that's what I wanted to replicate. And the spines here, they're just they're nothing they're nothing special. They're just the same tan felt that I used. He's got the really short kind of stubby legs, but so he so when he's walking like that, he kind of gets like that kind of waddle feel that he has in the film. And the tail here, there's no pipe cleaner in the tail, so it doesn't bend. I just kind of wanted to get it like that floppiness that it has in the film because he doesn't really bend his tail when he's in his second form. It just kind of like drags along the ground there, so that's what I want to replicate. And he's stuffed to the brim with stuffing, so he's a very chunky but firm boy there. So that's what this has got to be one of my favorite forms of Shin Godzilla, and I'm glad that he turned out as great as he did. Now, that's going to do it for the second form. Now, we're going to take a look at the third form. So, the third form here, I kind of didn't, go all out with, the fourth form and the second form. The reason why I kind of skimped out on him is because the third form is literally just Shin Godzilla, but he's red and he's, he doesn't have, the cool aspects that he has. So, I could really just kind of get away with it. But for the actual, the felt here, I used kind of this kind of not totally red, but kind of rotten kind of look to it, because that's what he has in his third form. He's actually got some actual arms here, but they're just floppy, and you can see that he does have some little fingers there. And he is stuffed as well, but there's no bendy wire, so he can't bend or anything like that. No bendy wire in the tail. So again, he just kind of drags his tail along the ground. And I also kind of gave him that kind of the thick thighs that he's about to have later on the film, so that's what I wanted to replicate. And for the spines here, I kind of made them a little red. I made them red, so it kind of gets a little bit more variety in color, because if I just used the kind of the same colored felt for the spines, it just wouldn't look that appealing. So I just wanted to use the red felt and try to get as close to the film as possible. For the face here, again with the second form, I kind of made him a little goofy looking. It's very intentional, I promise. But he's very goofy, and that's what I kind of like about him. But he's not my favorite one that I have made. Yeah, I just kind of made him to go along with the second and the fourth form. So you got to have the third form to go along with those two. So here we go. I just kind of made him. That's what I wanted to do. And so here he is. There's nothing to him. He's kind of unique, but I did give him some, little toenails there. So that's what I wanted to do. But that's going to do it for the third form. Let's move on to the big boy, the one that you've all been waiting for, the fourth form. So here is the fourth form. This is gonna be a while. Hold on, let me just try to get my camera. So as you can tell, he's a very tall boy. I don't like people seeing the actual the background there. It just doesn't look that great. It doesn't look that appealing. But as you can tell, he's one big boy. I used a black sock for the body. It is stuffed to the brim as well. And I couldn't get a plain black sock. But I feel like these little stripes here, these kind of like gray stripes, kind of add a little bit more to him. Because if it was just all black, then it wouldn't look that appealing. And I tried to get it close to the fourth form as possible because I really, really wanted to do this guy some justice because I really do like Shin Godzilla's design. And I think that Shin Godzilla's design is probably one of the most unique Godzilla designs ever. Yeah. Every Godzilla design is very unique to their own movie, but Shin Godzilla has got to be, the king of, Godzilla designs, because let's face it, all the other Godzilla designs are basically, the exact same thing, but with different features on here. Like, take the legendary Godzilla, for example. He looks very cool in the first movie, but later on, he just grows, longer arms and looks the exact same with no changes. I mean, the gills retract, but come on, it's just lazy, all right? I mean, I don't want anything to do, but I'm glad that Shin Godzilla is one of the most unique Godzilla designs because he changes his appearance throughout the film because he's evolving. So that's really cool, and I really like that. And for those who say that, Godzilla Monster Planet is one of the most, original Godzilla designs, first off, you're wrong because Godzilla Monster Planet is one of the most laziest designs ever. What did they do? They just upscaled Godzilla and made him a giant clump of moss. That's not unique, okay? That's not unique. He's just a giant Godzilla with no, actual design features. He's just a clump of moss walking around, and he doesn't do anything cool. The actual plot premise of the three movies are actually really cool. I really do like the premise of it, but it was executed poorly. I'm not talking about Godzilla Monster Planet because I'm gonna rage, and I don't like that movie at all, and I hate it with a passion. But let's get back to Shin Godzilla. This is what you clicked on the video for instead of, me ranting along about Monster Planet. So I upscaled the thighs here because in the film, he is dummy thick as hell. Like, those are some thick-ass thighs. So that's what I wanted to replicate. They are stuffed as well. And he does have bigger feet with, lovely toenails as well. And he does have the kind of short, stubby arms that he has. And they are bendy wire as well, so they can bend. And he does have some fingernails as well, so he kind of looks like he's hugging himself right now. He looks kind of sad and timid, but, that's kind of what I wanted to do. Totally not intentional. So for the face here, I try to make him, he kind of looks like a Muppet, to be honest, but that's what Shin Godzilla kind of looks like, to be honest. His face just looks like a Muppet, and all three of the forms that I've done here, they all kind of have the exact same thing, and I didn't want to change it at all, because it would kind of ruin the immersion of, like, he's actually evolving, so he kind of keeps, like, the exact same head throughout the film. And I did give him some more spines. I give him the 3 spines running down his neck, and the more massive spines running down his back here with the redness going on. And going down to the tail here, I got some red going down the middle here, and you got the tip of the tail. And if you're wondering why did I put some 2 black felts there, spoilers for Shin Godzilla, the tip of the tail is actually its own organism, so I kind of give him some derpy little eyes there. And the tail has a bendy wire as well, so, I can give him some, really cool S poses and stuff, S curves, to it. And for those wondering, but Riley, why did you not, give him so much red? Because in the movie, he has a lot more red on him, and how come you didn't include that? It's really hard to, make a Shin Godzilla plush and give him as much red as he does in the film. Even the official goddamn Shin Godzilla plushies couldn't even do it. So how come you're expecting me to do it? I'm sorry if I'm ranting, but, I just can't do that. So I feel like the redness on the tail and the spines give him a nice compliment to, the kind of the bloody and gory effect that Shin Godzilla has. And yeah, that's pretty much it for the fourth form. And they look really great with each other, all 3 of them standing menacingly, even though that, the fourth form kind of takes, it's a little bit larger and stuff like that. Now you're probably wondering yourself, I mentioned that this guy as the second form. Now, you're probably wondering, how come I didn't make the first form? Well, in the movie, the first form is literally just his tail. So you really think that I'm just gonna waste, felt and a pipe cleaner for, for the first form? Well, here you go. I did it for you. I did it for you guys. Here you go. Here's the first form for you. It's just the bendy wire with, some felt on it. So here's the first form, and here's the tail, and here you go. So there's the first form for you. All right, enough joking aside with the first form. I guess you can call it a first form. I don't really care about it anymore. But thank you guys so much for watching this video. I really hope you enjoyed it. Like, comment, subscribe. I don't care what you do, but you guys know what time it is. So, bye guys.